Well, good morning. As you've probably gathered by now, I've dispensed with the old walking boots. I'm on two wheels today. Okay, so the plan today, I've just parked in Middleton top above Matlock Bath, and the plan is to ride from here to Parsley Hay, which is I forget how far now, but it's a fair distance, and then from there come back down the Tissington Trail. On the way back, reach the point of the turn off to village to Biggin, but I'm going to go the opposite way across country following Route 54 back to the High Peak Trail where I am now and back down into the car park. I think it's about 23 miles all in all, so let's go and see what we can see. Well, the Hopton incline is out of the way. That's the only really steep part of the route. I just passed all the wind turbines at Harbour Rocks, and I just passed a sign that says Parsley Hay 7 miles away, so not that far to a cup of tea. Mind you, what time is it? It might not be open. It's a good job I got a backup. The road ahead. It's funny, I've just been thinking, last time I was up here I was with my mate Will Stevenson, and I think, if I remember rightly, the snowdrifts were nearly 14 foot deep. Thankfully it's not like that today. It's considerably better. I share the sun behind us. Morning mood. Fair amount of bird life on here this morning. I've seen squirrels already. Ooh. Just stopped for a bit of a breather, bit of a drink stop, and let's have a look at the view over here. You can see where we've come. Quite the view. Quite quiet this morning actually. I was expecting more people up here, especially on bikes, but we've only seen one chap that I spoke to in the car park, and that's about it. You can just see in the distance. That's part of where I'm going to. But in fact, I was just thinking, last time I was up here, I mentioned earlier about being up here in the snow, and yes, I was on my bike and I was with my mate Will, and I seem to remember, yeah, the snow drifts were 14 foot deep and the snow was that deep we couldn't even find the trail. So the trail, obviously, you can see the trail now, but I think we were probably up here somewhere, riding on the top of the compacted snow. Must have been mad. Anyway, time for a drink and we'll get back on the trail in a minute. Okay, so that's where we've come from, and we're now here. So we've got all the way to go to Parsley. So according to this, about 5 miles. So not too far. It's opened up, the countryside is opened up to the right now on the trail. I'll just show you around. just past a sign that said 2.5 miles to Parsley Hay, so we're nearly at the peak of the route before we turn back and come back on ourselves. So I'll bring you back when we're there and I can have a drink. Choo choo! The route I'm doing today is it's another fellow YouTuber called Julie Fellon. Now I hope I pronounced that properly. If I haven't, sorry Julie, but it's one of her videos that caught my eye, and doing this particular route on a gravel bike. So I thought, well, I need to road test this new bike, so what better way to do it? So that's what I'm doing today. Well, it looks like we've reached Parsley Hay, but not many people about today. Well, this is where we head off down the Tissington Trail. That's where I came up earlier. Just been to Parsley Hay back there, and now we're heading, in fact there we go, look. Right, onwards. Okay, so we've got Biggin to our right, so the turn off must be around here somewhere. According to the Garmin, it is. Right, here we go. We've just left the Tissington Trail behind, crossed the main road, and we're now following this track to Middleton. It's a bit slightly rougher terrain and a little bit more uphill. It's not flat like the rest of it that we've done so far today. Right, yet another gate. Child. Well, I've got some descent now. I don't know if you can see the... Let me just stop a minute. Can you see the wind turbines in the distance? I think that's where we've come from, so I think that's Middleton over there. Right, descent time. Oh joy, another gate. Oh, stroke. 548, at least we're on the same route. Right, more descent. There we go. 548. Right. Oh, not too bad. Nice country lane. Well, according to the Garmin, I'm only less than a mile away reaching the High Peak Trail. So let's just have a look at the view. I'll leave the camera fastened to my chest because I'm about to do this descent by the looks of it. But let's have a look round the machine. Fabulous. Oh look. For anyone that suffers from hemorrhoids, just saying. Oh crumbs, I've got it mucky. Oh well. Right, onwards. Gravel again. More descent. High Peak Trail ahead. I have this feeling there's going to be some climbing involved. And that's where I am. And now for the climb. Well, that's the worst of the climbs over. Up that steep hill to rejoin the High Peak Trail, which is where I am now. So now it's just a case of meandering back down to the car park at Middleton top. Whew. Well, I thought I'd stop and have a quick breather. I'm now back on the High Peak Trail, heading back towards Middleton top that way. That's where I've just come, but I've just stopped to have the last of my drink and take in the view. Cracking view it is. Well, I'll give the Boardman the 29er. I'll give it 9 out of 10. The only thing I'm a bit unhappy with is the saddle. Either the saddle doesn't like my arse or my arse doesn't like that saddle, but we'll have to improve that relationship, that's for sure. Perhaps it's because I've not been on bike for maybe 3 weeks I think after doing my back in, so maybe it's just that, we shall see. Anyway, let's get back to Middleton top. Well, the sun's finally come out as well, which is typical when I've only got about, what, 4 miles left to do before I'm back at the car. But I suppose the bonus of coming out this early, I've seen very few people, maybe one or two dog walkers, maybe 6 bikes in total, so in that respect it's quite good to have the trail to yourself. Let's have a look at the view. Well, I was going to show you the view, but I think I've just managed to find myself in between 2 walls. Just bear with me. I'll lift you up. We have a sign coming up. Here we go. So it's 5 miles then. It's just 4.5 there. Right, quick stop to look at the view because it's, now that the sun's come out, it's quite spectacular. Quite a lot of wind turbines down here. That's actually quite a small one. The bigger ones are over there, look, which is where we're heading for. Sod's Law strikes again. I took my jacket off because I was too hot and getting quite sweaty. Now the sun's gone in. Such is life. Just approaching Harbour Rocks on the left, and you probably see when we get past these the undergrowth here, you can just see the Mayan temple that's there, look. And even the sheep agrees. Almost back now, and we have reached the wind turbines, which is where I started from more or less. I don't know, I find watching these quite therapeutic for some reason. Oh well, the trail awaits. I take it all these wind turbines are up here for good reason, because if you look over here, looks like an old one, so they've obviously picked the right spot. Our ancestors weren't daft. Well, I'm pretty much back at Middleton top. I've just come down the Hopton incline, the right way, downhill. So now when I reach the car park, I'm hoping that there's some kind of cafe open, because I've run out of water. So hopefully you've enjoyed this ride. I know I have. The new bike's gone well. I'll see you on the next one.